Million in Jews don't include what I got on. I was already rich before they caught on.
Soon as I said the music was good, they cut the shit off because of the music. I'm like, I'm gonna play some fucking music. Honestly, guys, I'm at this point though where I feel like if you don't tap into my lives, then what I have to say just isn't for you. I'm not about to keep on stressing about how they be snatching shit. If you wasn't here in the live, you wasn't meant to hear it. So that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm happy to be back. I gotta play like underground ghetto trap shit they ain't never heard before. I'm about to let all these aspiring rappers send me music y'all can vote on. It's something I've been thinking about, and then making it a part of my background music, because I love mainstream music, but they keep hating on me. I can't get this nigga in the live with me. What you want me to do? Music meant to be listened to. Fuck. But yeah, I was just on some shit like, I'm gonna start letting these rappers, if they actually sound like something, I'm gonna put their song on my page for y'all to like vote on, like, or on the story, so y'all can vote on it. And if it make the cut based on the Fibonacci Gang's approval, I'm gonna make a little playlist for myself and let that play in the back while I do my lives, because I don't like just sitting here talking. Like, we need some bump in the back. So tell all y'all little rapping boyfriends, the time is now. The time is motherfucking now. The madam is looking for an artist, a couple of them. They keep going. My shit. We gonna keep going. Alright, what are we talking about? Number 1, relationship use. Authentic closeness is going to be an issue. Sharing is going to be a little hard today. A little harder than usual. Because that's the number 1. The number 1 doesn't really like to share. So you'll find domestic, and relationships don't have to be just like man and woman. It could be mother and child. It could be family members. You might find that on today, you have issues with sharing. You have issues with closeness. You might feel like you need your space today. You might not, feel like, family movies or cuddling and shit like that. That's the energy of the 1. You feeling like you got shit to accomplish, you got things to do, it's some shit you can't put off, you gotta get done. We could cuddle and spend time another fucking day. Like, that's the energy of today. So you want to look out for that. If you notice it, this is when you understand what's going on, and you know how to transmute the energy, because you understand the vibration collectively. And that's why I want to do these every morning. The tendency to be judgmental is here. So you might find yourself really looking. I know me on the gram, and I'm already a Virgo. Oh, look at the card that hopped out. Say ancestors. Oh shit, we're gonna have some fun today. They in the room. Well, they live here, but you know what I mean. The tendency to be judgmental is going to be in the air. You're also going to need to control your outrage and your reactions to nuances. That's going to be a big theme today. You might find like the energy is high enough and potent enough for you to spaz, for real. For you to be on some shit like, bitch, I already said. So you want to control that, okay? That's the energy of today. That's the energy of today. So again, authentic closeness and sharing are going to be a little harder today. Tendency to be judgy is going to be in the air. You need to control your outrages and reactions to shit that annoys you. And those are the that's the relationship advice I have for you in regards to today's numerical forecast. The key do sound like a day you need to smoke some weed, because then I say weed make you get all touchy feely and shit. Next thing you know what I'm saying, y'all cuddling. Quarantine babies being made. arguments stopping, all that shit. The key vibrations of today are determination, originality. It's going to be a day for ego maintenance, because you're going to have so much energy and so much opportunity and potential to use that energy to manifest that you might really be smelling yourself. That's where that judgmental aura could come from. You want to keep your ego in check. That tendency to not really care too much for closeness and stuff. Like, you know, you want to battle that. You want to try to, you know, transmute that as best you can. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Like I said, it can be platonic, or it can be business, like, you know, meetings or anything like that. So again, it's a day for ego maintenance. Determination is an energy. Originality is an energy. So being original, no copycats. Do your own thing. Follow the beat of your own drum. We're going to talk more about originality when we get into the first topic, which is going to be research versus intuition. The last key vibration is survival or survive, what I put, because we're going through a time where tough times, if you will. How do I put this? Because I see it a certain way in my head. I guess my point is, through restriction, opportunity, it looks like is born. We're not able to really do much or go anywhere, but we can still be everywhere through, you know, social media. That's that essence of omnipresence. You know, technology, I look at it and admire it because it was made to resemble the spirit and the mind, the brain. So I really have respect for platforms like social media. What I don't like are the people that are behind it. So the idea is very godly and brilliant, but the people behind it tend to be very particular, if you will. It's just downright taken from the, you know, the experience of it. But again, we survive. That's what we're gonna do. But did you look under your jean jacket? When you leave, please tell them to chill out. That's not it. Like, what they doing, that's not it. So let's get into the good shit. Kiara baby, I don't give a fuck about putting that no more, because they still snatched my shit. So I'm just like, if you gonna snatch it, I'm gonna just restart another one. With your lame ass. Clearly I didn't write the fucking song. Think I'd be on live doing divination if I was a rapper? Clearly this isn't my song, and everybody watching knows. That's what I'm talking about. Like, the idea of social media is brilliant, but then, like, the people behind it just retarded to me, and real racist and, you know, calculated, and I just be like, dummy. YouTube, please tell it don't sound like niggas took heed to that. Alright, so first topic is research versus intuition. Which is which? And when do you use it? How do I want to start this? I am somebody that publicly talks about and posts research that I do, like, on the spot. I could be thinking something, my mind is always going a million miles an hour, but I'll decide I want to know something and I will research it, and I will read pages worth of articles. Like, I click on every link. One thing I want to say is, if you're going to research anything spiritual, you want to read everything. Do not just read what resonates. Do not just read something that supports an idea you was already thinking. You want to read what people have to say if they're opposing the thought or the hunch that you're having too. So I do that. And sometimes y'all will see me post what I find. One thing that I've noticed when I research in that way is that, sorry, is that there's a lot of there's a lot of information out there. It's a lot to take in, but the truth doesn't change. So you'll notice that it'll be reworded in different ways, but you'll still get the same gist from a lot of the articles. So yeah. That's one thing you'll notice. The truth remains the same no matter who is saying what, and no matter the date of the article. I noticed that the truth is just what it is. That's my fucking song. So you'll notice that. And people just have, fancy ways of rewording the same understanding. But you'll see that. And that's when it should stay with you. Because collective consciousness is super close to God as it pertains to energy. Christians even would say when 2 or 3 are gathered, the presence of God is in the midst. I know from my research that for the Shekinah glory as a outside entity to be present, it has to be at least 10 people. So my point is, when you have a bunch of different minds coming together with the same understanding and advancement and getting that out there to people who don't know about it, it's God energy. So I respect everybody's efforts to research, and or everybody's efforts to research and then document what they found, because usually what you're reading is regurgitated information that somebody else wrote about, It was an each one teach one, and then you had that one person that just came to the forefront and was like, all right, I'm going to actually publish this as a document or article. So and I say this to say, if you're one of those people that see something I post and want to repost it, or see something on the gram and want to repost it, but you kind of get these feelings like you perpetrating, kill that. That is very low vibrational to think that anything that you see on the gram somebody got from somebody else. So that even that, as above so below, is the same example I just gave you about research. Like, now, in comes ethics when it comes to certain things that you post, having to give credit to the person you got it from. You learned that in school, did we not? When we had to learn about writing bibliographies and reference pages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always got to give credit to your sensei. And that's how you keep it going. So I say that to say research is not a bad thing. Don't let any of these big-headed ass spiritual people get on the gram and make you feel less than because you Googled something. What is wrong with Google? Google is an electronic library. That's what my ancestors led me to understand. When libraries were getting burned down and people, weren't writing books, were writing books, but, they weren't necessarily being read. The internet provided a platform for all of that content to be uploaded and for it to be in the palm of your hand. It's access, it's convenience. It gets you that much closer to God status, because anything you want, especially with us being in the age of information, is in the palm of your hand. You could just look it up, and look it up in quite a few different ways, like I said, to cross-reference yourself and your beliefs. But research is amazing. Google is just an electronic library. That's it. This is my fucking song, but I think they gonna hate on me about playing Nip, so I gotta turn. Song too. They might do the same thing to a nigga, but I'm gonna take the risk for Pop Smoke. I love me some fucking Pop Smoke. They like, what was that? But anyway, it was the filter, not me. But yeah, so you want to research. Nothing wrong with that. Now, intuition. Say you research something. For instance, I'll give you an example that I got today, and I told her I would talk about it. She wanted to drink the water in the goblet that had the bubbles in it, from off her altar, the fuente. She wanted to drink it. And hold on one second. Y'all need to sit down. I'm getting really irritated. Sit down. sorry. I'm like in every live, I'm like yelling at my kids. This is the most black shit you ever experienced. But they so annoying. God damn. But alright, what are you talking about? The Fuente. She wanted to drink the water in it. And she was like, are the bubbles good or bad? Then I tagged her in a post where I talked about it. So then she read that. Then she was like, well, you know, from my understanding, the bubbles are the entrapped negativity or something like that. She was like, so, you know, I don't think I should drink it, but I wanted to drink it. And Baba said, baby's kids. So, what she didn't know is that if in my highlights, I have a post in the Madame Fibonacci highlight. I have about 3 selfies I took after dolling myself up before going to L'Oreal Plaza for the last time. I was drinking the water from off my altar. Here's my advice on that. Some cultures do drink the water. I do sometimes. There are 2 different... I can tell when there's negativity in the air versus when what I see in the glass are messages. Bubbles in the Fuente for me are not entrapped negativity. Bubbles in the Fuente for me is spiritual presence, and them being at that altar space, consuming or enjoying or chilling in their altar space. The first thing that the ancestors put in my head vision wise was that when they come there, it's like the element of air, and that air and that water creates bubbles. And that's what they told me. So they were like, you know, we're present. You know, we fucking with this cigarette you lit for us. We fucking with this candle. We getting the energy out the flame. We fucking up this food. You know, we just enjoying it. We chilling, watching the kids while you do your thing. And that's that. So I drink that water usually when it's just bubbles. I drink it because I feel like I'm consuming the blessings, but also it's a very intimate energy exchange. It's a tether between me and my ancestors. It makes our connection that much more tight and firm when I do that. It's just my practice, because I feel like, London, that's enough. That's enough. I just want to stop the live and yell at him. It's so annoying the way he be acting. But anyways. What I was getting at is sometimes I'll drink it to consume the blessings, to consume their essence, and so they are both around and within me. So it's one of those consumption theories for me, that you are what you eat type shit. That's one of the reasons I drink the bubbled water. When I don't drink the water, it's when it looks a little murky. It might look like it was collecting some weird shit. It looks bad. Okay, I've seen water on my altar be crystal clear for days. I've seen water in a couple hours get bad. I use my water, to be honest, and feel free to use this as your tactic, but I use my water as a way for me to really understand what the temperature is in my crib as it pertains to spiritual presence. So if I'm seeing that it's like a bunch of negative shit in my water, it's a negative energy around, and that means, okay, I might need to smudge, I might need to light my Palo, or I might need to spiritually bathe, or I'll do a divination. It might be a soul tether from a reading I did, and that vibration is coming off of me. Like, I just use my water to look at the forecast, if you will, or not the forecast, but to look at the spiritual climate of my home. So that would be my advice. But what I was getting at is, the water goddess works is it's a conduit for communication. It's a channel. So that's one reason why you would put water on altar, so that when you do things like use your divination tools, which I do have on my site, by the way. I have a hoodoo set. It's not tarot, it's playing cards, vintage black and gold foil and black and silver foil tarot cards, really dope. And they have a dragon bone polyhedral dice, so it's a 3-piece set. And the dragon bone is nothing but bronze, tarnished bronze. So it's really dope. But anyway, if you divine at your altar, that allows for easy communication. That water, you got to think, is like an elixir of life. It's like the blood of the earth. Ooh, I just made that up. quote me. But it's an elixir of life, you know? So if you ever want to communicate, you can rest assured spirit is going to be near water for sure. Like even when you're in utero, you're in the amniotic fluid, you're in water. The brain floats in water. Like water is needed. You're about 70% water. So yeah, that's what it's for. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is for an offering, so it could double as that too, you know, as a refreshment, you know. Okay, I will, Bob. But yeah, it could be a refreshment for spirit as well. And again, if you use it as a tool, divination tool, it will tell on the energy of the room. Yeah, no problem. Now, with intuition versus research, get back to the intuition. I was saying she was like she wanted to drink it, not knowing that, because I don't think I posted the photo, but I did put it in my highlights, not knowing that I sometimes drink it. So she was like, so I guess I shouldn't do that or something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna talk about that on live, because that's the wrong way to go about spirituality. If you get in these hunches, especially if they like weird random ones, like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a pack of dice. Like, bitch, why? Buy them fucking dice. Because clearly spirit is saying something to you. You guys gotta understand. What's up, girl? You guys gotta understand the difference between your thoughts and spiritual communication. Spirit isn't always going to buddy hide their work. Spirit is not always going to come off audibly in a way like you hear somebody talking. A lot of y'all are not even ready for that. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want to hear somebody across the room saying, you need to do this, or get up and do this, or let's have a conversation. Y'all don't want to hear that. So stop expecting that. People be like, oh, how do I know my ancestors talking to me? Same thing when Christians be like, how do I know Jesus is there? Like, y'all really be listening for an audible voice. Sometimes it's this and that. It's internal telepathy. Downloads is what I call them. When you have them random ass thoughts, take that into consideration. Replay it in your head, say it back to yourself, and then execute a plan. If you know, you can determine if something in the room is just speaking and you heard it, or if it's direction for you particularly. This is when you start walking the walk of spirituality. But my point is, if you had a hunch to drink the fucking water, you want to tell yourself that your hunch must be off. I mean, because when you were Googling bubbles in the water, you got all negativity, without realizing that there's somebody else out here who drinks the water and you talk to her, and who also knows both ends of interpretation of the bubbles in the water. You're gonna learn this with divination too. You can have a companion all you want, but you might find that the companion makes it harder for you to connect with your deck, because you're trying way too hard to memorize what the cards mean. Get to a point where you're like, I'll look at this when I have the time, if I feel like it, or if I just, am doing a reading for fun or something. But I'm going to just let the pictures paint a picture. Who said that I can't redo what this means for me so that the tool can work for me? You see how I just defied all the time and effort she put into this lovely, well-written companion? Thank you so much, and I'll look into it, to add to my reservoir tank. But I'm going to go off of what I feel. I'm going to go off what this looks like. I'm going to go off the colors that I do see. You know what I mean? And what prior knowledge about tarot I do have. And so I use that example in this topic because that's what I want y'all to be doing. Research and include your intuition. And if those usually either line up or they might contradict, but this is when discernment comes in. You got to start practicing that, like strengthening that spiritual muscle. That's what that is. It's a muscle. All muscles require workouts for them to build and grow and get, become strong. So my point is, like, at some point you gotta be able to read what you read, understand it, but that understanding it doesn't always equate to subscription. I don't gotta subscribe to, that's what makes me an omnist. I don't gotta subscribe to any of these motherfucking religions, but I can understand them all to the T. I could dissect them all, and I can also pick, from it truth that I've seen resonate even in its opponent. And thus is the omnist. I'm a march to the beat of my drum, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to make sure that ego is in check so that I can still research and take in shit. You don't ever want your intuition to gas up your ego, because then things that other people teach you can't learn, because you don't have no acceptance for it. So it's a balance. Everything in this plane is balance. So don't remember I said it's this and that. So none of that this or that. None of that is it what I research or what I feel. It's both. If your ancestors said drink that fucking water, that's between you and your folks, bruh. Google don't got nothing to do with that. Do what your ancestors told you to do. Divine on it if you need further clarity as to why. But I wouldn't go to man and man's interpretation of things, or man's interpretations of my parents' rules for me. As above, so below, like with my kids. If I fucking said no, you can't have a popsicle, you don't then go ask my neighbor if you can have a fucking popsicle. I said fucking no. You disrespectful ass nigga. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if your ancestors said you need to drink that water, and you had that gut feeling to consume that, don't disrespect them by then being like, so Madam Fibonacci, should I drink the water? Whoa. What I will do is give you the research side of why that's not necessarily a bad idea. Let me give you a different way to look at those bubbles, so that way you're comfortable with the move. But I'm never going to be like, don't listen to your gut, or don't listen to, never going to tell you that, ever. Because I believe too much in the power of the gut. It wasn't until I was an adult that I realized your gut is your second brain. Which is why if it's like over yeasty, you might have issues with like depression and, even have acne breakouts, all types of crazy shit from the health of your gut. So that's bodily facts that also apply to spirit. That's the law of correspondence that I'm using right there. One of the 7 hermetic principles. So I can understand how that works in spirit, because I understand how it works physically and tangibly in my body. The gut is a whole nother brain center. So when you like, it's between my heart and my mind, it's your gut and your mind. It's really your gut. Your heart ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just beating. Your heart is an electric power source. It's like the battery. Okay, it's not your heart and your mind. It's your gut and your mind. Your gut is on some shit like, you better leave that nigga alone. But your mind is on some shit like, or it could be the other way around. You know what I mean? The point I'm trying to make is your gut is very important. Not no DM me. If you need to discuss something with me, you can DM me. I'm not gonna remember to do that. I don't even know who you are. But anyway, what was I talking about? So I hope that helped y'all as it pertains to Google, and how a lot of people that are high and mighty spiritual gurus like to try to shit on the millennials for using the internet to further their spiritual growth. I think that's fucked up. A lot of y'all are in this, or we're all in the age of information, but for a lot of you, that's your prime area, right? Shit, I said a lot of you. My spirit old. I'm talking like I'm like 80. I'm only 28. I almost forgot my age, but I say 27. Almost 20. I'm only 28. It's like I'm not even that old. So we're coming up in this time where the information is in the palm of our hand. We're always on our fucking phones. So I just feel like use these things that you have access to as a resource. And there's nothing wrong with doing electronic research. Shit, a lot of us get through college using more of the internet than we do a library. if any of us ever go to a library. What you mean you can't believe I'm 28? Is that a good or a bad thing? I need to know something. Hold on. But yeah. So I just want y'all to get into the habit of studying, doing whatever you can to get an understanding of the questions you have. Because you don't have them questions for no reason, you know what I'm saying? Next topic. Open discussion on racism and resistance. Because I posted that thing about, and I'm going to be brief on this, I don't really like talking about racism for very long periods of time because it could be a very emotionally charged topic. I don't avoid it. It's one of the foundations of the Madame Fibonacci brand. I'm really big on love for self and love for your, with nation building and shit like that. And, other countries do it. Shit, they be having whole holidays and parades and shit. Like, you don't never see us doing that. So, I want to be that parade for black people on the gram. Like, we're, what's up, Zoe? Proud to see somebody like this doing it. He said, time to roll up. I already smoked, fam. 2 times. But yeah. Also, I'll be quick on it, but I don't believe black people can be racist, and I get accused of it a lot these days now that I'm a little bit more public. But I don't think it's possible for us to be racist. We didn't create that system, that mindset. We didn't create that. So, that whole we being reactive, what else do you expect? Of course I'm gonna react, but I just want us to have more I want our reactions to be a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? I want us to execute them properly. I want them to be they can be emotionally charged. Remember there's power in emotion, so they can be emotionally charged. I want us to really know ourselves. We can't really conquer anything unless we know who we are. Unless we know who we are. I don't really have to go too much deeper into that. Resistance, though. What does resistance look like for a mystic like myself? Yes, strategic. Thank you, Marcus. That's the word I was looking for. They need to be strategic. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Now, that shit was gonna be riding my back all day. I couldn't think of it. Resistance, though. What does resistance look like for a mystic? A lot of you are most likely mystics if you follow me. Resistance is wearing your crystals, wearing your black tourmalines, your amethysts, your clear quartz at the very least. Not all 3 at one time if you don't want, but I'm thinking about making pieces that have them all 3 clustered in. So you wearing it one time, but all 3 did crystals together, because y'all know I like to do avant-garde cluster wrapping. But wearing your crystals, especially as it pertains to this 5G stuff, black tourmaline is going to be really good for warding off EMF radiation from your aura. What I decided to do on my decided to do on my page, if you will, on my link, I decided to have a certain type of crystals that I have in stock or on hand all the time, because they're foundation, fundamentally important crystals. Most people want a crystal that helps them attract money, so I'm always going to have pyrite on hand. I'll show you one that I plan on wrapping. Super cute. But I always have pyrite on hand. So pyrite is on there, and you can just, what you're essentially paying for is the time I'm going to put into wrapping it, and of course the crystal up front on what I paid up front on my end. So you're going to, pay that back. But you don't get to pick a style. I wrap intuitively, and that's what makes it magical. And it wasn't until the other day, yesterday, when I put up the post about the African mask, that I realized that that's what my ancestors were already doing with me with wire wrapping. I do intuitive wraps on mine. They all have their own personalities, and the wire bends based on that vibration that the crystal gives off. So yes, the crystal might do a specific thing about money, but the fact that it's shape in a sphere, you know, like for this, I plan to put it in a cage, like copper wire cages, so it could just sit freestanding in it like that. That's the vision I have for it, and it just like hang like that. That's the vision I have for it. But my point is, I wrap them based on the energy that they give off. You know what I'm saying? So what you get is going to be authentically custom and genuine, but it's also something that no one else, like I said, custom will ever have. They won't have that crystal because I only wrap raw. That's another thing I want to say if you're new to following me. I do not wrap tumbled crystals. I think they look stupid as shit. I think it takes away from the personality of the crystal. This is Desert Rose. I'll be wrapping Desert Rose. I've never seen anybody wrap Desert Rose, so I'm excited about that. This is one of the only tumbled crystals I have, and it was gifted to me. This is going to be really nice when I wrap it. It's lapis lazuli. Looks like the earth. I might like name it the flat earther or something for people who believe in that type of shit. I like to change, turn them in different shapes, just depends. I just play with it in the mirror and I just kind of get a feel for it before I wrap it. But I put charms on them and shit, but I only wrap, like when they're quartzes and shit, I only wrap them raw. I don't wrap them tumbled. So when you get it, one, you'll never be able to get that type of crystal anywhere else. Nobody else, you'll never see anybody else with that type of crystal on their neck, or with that exact crystal on their neck. Whereas if somebody tumbled a pyrite, everybody that bought a tumbled pyrite has the same crystal on, just wrapped differently. Your crystal's unique. The charms, I add charms to mine. Somebody add some beading, might do some wire weaving. It again depends on what the crystal says it wants to look like. I look at it as if I'm getting it dressed. Like, look, you gotta go. It's time for you to go do your work, live your purpose. Let's put you in your best gear. Like, that's my mindset. That's what Africans, do apparently with the mask. And I never knew that. I researched that yesterday and I posted it. They sometimes even are possessed by the spirit of whatever it is that they're creating. Usually for a mask crafter, it's the spirit of ancestors. But for a crystal jeweler like myself, it's the spirit of the crystal. I get to know it. And so whatever you get is for you, and it's special because it's for you and nobody else will ever have it. But yeah, that's a form of resistance though. Let me get back to the point. Form of resistance is wearing your crystals. So I'm gonna have amethyst always. That's the purple. See, one of my mega ones that I sleep with. That'll be like these. Of course it won't be this big, but this is the crystal. I like to wrap fairly large chunks. So as you saw, this is pretty large. This is large. I'm not one of those crystal wrappers that believe in modest crystal jewelry. I only service people who like for everyone to know that they're hip. So when they wearing it, it's like, oh, not only is that fly as fuck, but she knows some shit. And so I say that they're avant-garde because they're very bold and they're very just me. So I don't try to, hold on a second. Who's just going in the back. Nigga, shut the fuck up for a second. I love that song, but that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. So yeah. Right. So my point is, you'll have your amethyst, you'll have your black tourmalines. My kids, they are a part of the family business. Them niggas be wanting to go to ice cream truck, you gonna earn that motherfucking pickle egg. So they crack open the hand cracked geodes. If you want that, those are unique one because when it's cracked, that determines its shape. It's such a really cool experience. It's fun for them. They earn their keep. And I can, get you something wrapped that's authentically original from the start of it. So, dope ass shit. But that's forms of resistance. So wearing your crystals so that, you're being, you're protecting your aura no matter what the government is forcibly doing. The government is forcibly doing chemtrails, forcibly doing 5G towers. And you can forcibly wear your motherfucking crystals that energetically vibrate a frequency that says, Heisman on that shit. Motherfucking back up. Like, really, that's resistance. So, wear your crystals. If you just want a crystal that's not wrapped, I think I'll put that option up there too. That way you could just build up your stash of them, and that'll be relatively cheaper than me wrapping them too. Look at this beauty. They be all in my bed. It's probably why I be fucking having all these dream experiences, sleeping with all these fucking crystals in my bed, my crazy ass. But yeah, racism and resistance. That's all I really wanted to talk about. How do you resist? You resist by wearing your crystals. That's the top. That's what I'm going to say today. Beginner crystals for, I was already thinking about that, but I am very concerned when it comes to the materials used to make talismans. I would never want a kid to like choke or try to chew on the string, so I'm trying to find a way where their baby's safe, to be honest. That's the delay on the child safe wire wrappings. I feel like the wire should be super smooth, and like it just, when I say that, I mean like I'm really concerned about a baby wearing a crystal. I want the baby to get the energy from the crystal, but the construction of the talisman, it has to be baby safe. So yeah. Or I might do some shit like make little tassels or something, so you can hang them on the playpens or something. I gotta find a way, but yeah, I gotta find a way for the crystal to always be on the baby, but it be safe. Now for the fun part, coronavirus updates from the ancestors. Woo! Let's divine. Okay, yeah, chakra beads. I think I'll do chakra beads instead. I think chakra beads with little like the little claw, not the lobster claw, not the lobster claw clasp, but like twisty one. I don't know. I gotta figure something out. What you know about this album, Betty? This is my motherfucking album right there. Alright, so the first thing I want to ask the ancestors about will be vaccines. I'm going to do 4 card spreads for these readings. Let's get some engagement. You guys give me a shuffle number. I'm just doing preliminaries to break some energy up. But go ahead and give me a... We got a hopper. Y'all want to see what hopped out?
I'm a hood nigga that turned rich, so I got the yards latest. And you know I gotta stick to my roots. I still rock George baby.
10 and hours. It's not good. I think I'm gonna leave that out. Oh, it's so many numbers. I'm gonna see which one is repeated. 4 and 5 were repeated. So somebody break the tie between 4 and 5. Shit, 7 and 3 too. Alright, we gotta redo this. Cause they all came in late. It's like 4, 5, 4, 6, 7, 3, 3. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm gonna pick a person to give me a number. Goddess Works. If you still in here, Oh, she gave me 5. Alright, we're gonna do it 5. Shuffle a 5. Vaccine. I'm gonna cut the deck in 3. Card 2, they finna show us something. That's the Emperor. That's the Tower card. I can tell you right now what I'm getting. There is somebody implementing it. Somebody is that's definitely coming up, and it's going to be a groundbreaking experience. Let me see what else Spirit has to say about it. It's the page. I gotta see the order of their court cards in here because they don't use like page and knight. So I'm like, which one y'all use first?
Feel like your mama made you just for me.
Always want to at least be in alignment with content. So I see they must use. Oh, see, with this deck, their court cards are so. They're sorry, my bad, y'all. I was talking about this fucking deck. Their court cards are not traditional, so I just want to make sure I'm interpreting it as a page or a knight and not the other way around, you know. But anyway, what I'm getting is that it's definitely being implemented. It's definitely going to be I won't say earth-shattering, but it's going to be a major turning point with these vaccines. What I'm also seeing is that it's getting ready to affect families really, really hard. Yeah, a lot of our women are really concerned about it. Times are going to get hard, y'all. Like, these cards are sucking right now. When it comes to these vaccinations, times are going to get hard. But a lot of people are going to be forced to leave their homes because of refusal to follow the protocol of whatever comes out of this coronavirus. So whatever's coming out of this, I was reading on vaccines just now, but I'm getting that with the Mother of Knives here. Now I'm going to be divining intuitively, so I'm not looking at the beginning. You see that knife in that book? That's what I'm looking at. It's going to be mandated, but it's going to be a rule that's very emotionally charged for a lot of families. A lot of families. And people having to leave. Yeah, people going to want to leave. No, I'm on the phone. And people are going to want to leave. Yeah, it's definitely going to be mandated. Ace of Knives. Alright, well, y'all heard it here first. And this was the hopper. It's going to be bad. Remember the knives in the book that we saw? Look at the knives where they're at. They're in that body. Laying outside the door. Don't get them vaccines, y'all. It's not going to be good for your health. It's probably, going to shake up some homes. Shake up some foundations that you thought you had. We're on pause right now is what I'm getting. The vibe I'm getting is that you need to be really grateful for the time that you have in your home right now, because when shit get real, shit really do start kicking in gear. Things have already been set up and implemented. it's on and popping, and you're really going to be forced to choose a side. I said this last year on live during the divination, doing a Bible divination with my ancestor, and we read this passage out of Psalms that pretty much summed up what was going to happen in the future. Pestilence was in there, but I didn't know it was going to be this fucking soon. Now, I want to read on Trump, so I'm going to see what Spirit has to say about Trump. I'm going to do 5 shuffles for him too. So here we go. Oh, that did not want to go. Oh, my bed is so bouncy.
Been that bitch, still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. Forever be that bitch. Yeah. I'm the hood Mona Lisa, break a nigga in the bitch.
I love this song, but let me turn. They be hating. Anything too popular, I'ma turn it. I'm sorry, y'all. They be hating on me. I'm serious. I'm treading light. Niggas just was on punishment. Alright, what Spirit got to tell us about Trump? Y'all, I said this shit. I fucking said this shit. Let me just show you the cards. What y'all think that's about? I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, it's looking like Yo about to get reelected. Looking like he about to get reelected, and you want to know what's gonna be the reason? Motherfucking stimulus checks, money, him giving money to families, and that appeasing the yeah, oh gosh, this is crazy. Let me just. But truths are gonna be exposed. Truths are gonna be exposed. Some shit finna come out, but it's gonna come out after the fact. Damn, I can't make this up. Oh, what about it? Don't trust nothing that come out that nigga mouth. Don't trust nothing that abort. Abort! Don't trust nothing that come out that nigga mouth. He is a liar. He's fucking lying. 9 of coins as my top card. Son, everybody know what the seven of swords is. Trump is not trustworthy, as if you needed a tarot deck to tell you that. But y'all seen me shuffle. Y'all seen the cards in real time. Let me show y'all the cards again. Because I know it's hard to believe sometimes. Alright, that was our first card. Letting me know already. You see the eyes are out, right? We're choosing, and I'm noticing a theme. I'm noticing like a matriarch theme here. It's gonna be families where the woman is the head, if you will, single families and shit like that, that are gonna be feeling so grateful for any type of financial relief that's given, and that's what's gonna be used to get him the popular vote. It's like, nah, we don't agree with what you've done in the past, but when shit hit the fan, you made sure we gotta check that coon ass shit, and that's what's gonna get him reelected. You see the 2 of coins with the 2 of knives. It's a theme of 2. This is a 6. 6 in numerology is a support, a support number. He's only able to ride this horse because of the people that helped him get up there. which means he's gonna get voted. He's gonna get voted again, mainly because of the stimulus checks. But lies are being exposed, so we want to keep an eye out for any open cases in politics, because they're going to be leading to some exposures. And what is going to come out is, this is the justice card, so there is going to be some legal shit going on, and of course obviously laws, and like we were just talking about vaccines and shit, that all falls under the energy of this card as well. Okay, but you see my aunt back there. My aunt is always Lady Justice and the scales, right? The moon, though, next to that, is letting me know that anything associated with politics or anything politically associated with Trump is shady fucking business. And while you sitting at home thinking everything is motherfucking sweet, Seven of Knives, if you don't know what this card means, it's about betrayal and deceit and shit like that. That motherfucker air. That's the devil. That's the devil card. But you know what I'm getting from there too. Resistance is the only way to survive. So for the theme for today, remember today was a 1. The theme for today is resistance. Using resistance as a method of survival. Period. That's what I'm gonna say. That nigga, I'm getting the vibes I need to be doing exactly what I said I was gonna do every Wednesday. If you look at the schedule, it's cord cutting Wednesdays. So Mondays we do road opening rituals with that shoe. Wednesday we do cord cuttings, and Fridays, which is led by Venus and Oshun type energy, we do come to me's. They're gonna be weekly readings. So, weekly rituals. That way I'm always doing that and you know, perfecting my ashe and shit like that. I'm also going to be selling those playlists real cheap. But if you want to be able to just use the same music I used in my spell work. But we just read on Trump. China versus Africa is the next thing that I want to read on. So I just want to see what spirit is going to show me. Get a couple preliminary shuffles in. Y'all saw the cards for yourself. That motherfucking shit was on motherfucking point. I know you felt what I felt. And they just kept going. I was like, oh. Like I ain't know that nigga was fucking. Ooh, look at our hopper. We love to see it. We love to see the garden. We love to. I'm gonna leave that out. What you finna fucking say about that, spirit? Goddess works. Oh shit. I'm gonna leave these out too, cause they hopped out like this and shot like that. Both coin cards. This is gonna turn as if it wasn't already, but this is about to be a battle and pertains to money, which usually is politics. Oh, it says we have a minute left, so just come back real quick. Hey. Hey, y'all. Let this ride till y'all get back in here. If they don't cut it off. In them screenshots you sent me really go a long way. But girl, I need you bad, how bad always. You shouldn't have never told me that your nigga won the shit. You shouldn't have never told me, you know I would wanna hit. You shouldn't have never told me that your man never around. No. Anything else to tell me, girl, go and tell me now. He don't want you. Okay, you asked the reading listed on my site. I have two. I no longer do all them different types of readings and shit. That's what I was doing when I was, trying to find my place in my lane and shit. But I just charge by time now because my site is not limited anymore. So what you are able to do is either get a 30-minute for $44.44 or a 90-minute for $99.99. If you get the 90-minute, it does come with free prescriptions. So when you fill out the form on the, my page called, on my link called Fibonacci Gang, it'll ask you questions that help me get the readings done. But it'll also allow for you to put your shipping address or your delivery address. So when we're done, I can document in my log what it is I'm supposed to be sending out for you, prescription-wise. But when you pay for the hour and a half, you are eligible for a free prescription. It's not mandatory, so if you don't feel like you need it, you don't have to get one. But it is paid for, so why not just get some? It could be a crystal, it could be one of my oil drams, it could be a elixir. You pay for it, so you just pick from anything that's on the thing for real. And that's that. So those are my 2 reading options. My ritual options are for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays are road opening Wednesdays. Wednesdays. Mondays are road opening Mondays. Mondays are also Eshu's. It's the day of the week for Eshu. Like today is the day of the week for Eshu. So I go ahead and bring you before Eshu's shrine in my home. Give offerings to Eshu. I give offerings to your ancestors. I give offerings of currency as well. I do burn ancestor money for you and your ancestors. And then for 30 days after that, your name, along with everybody else who participated in the ritual, is added to a paid in full jar that I create, and then I work that for 30 days. So from that last ritual I did, I do still have my jar, and I shake it and spend time with it occasionally. Let me turn this. So what just happened? There it goes. Yeah, so that's how that works. So yeah, that one does cleansing of your aura, protection, coating of protection on your aura, feeds your ancestors, pays off karmic debts, and open roads for income and to draw in income and opportunities for income. So that's what that reading does, that's what that ritual does for Mondays. Wednesdays are cord cuttings. So Mondays we have road opening Mondays, and then Wednesdays we do cord cutting. Cord cutting is disconnecting from traumas, cutting energy tethers from people, the past experiences, self-sabotaging habits. It doesn't have to be an actual person I'm cutting the cord from. So that's for Wednesdays. Fridays are the days of love. So I do come to me rituals for people looking to attract their ideal mate. You're not giving me somebody's name. I'm not one of those witches. You can go to somebody else and get that. I think that's intrusive, and I think it's phony and wrong to use your God power to force somebody else to love somebody else. I don't do that type of shit. So when you do the come to me ritual, I'm teaching you to get specific about what you want. If you do the come to me ritual and you put on there you just want a good man, alright, you gonna get one. He end up being just like a good mechanic but bad at everything else. You have to write a list of what you want and require, and that's going to be needed. So when I go over all the people who are getting the ritual done that Wednesday, I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, go ahead and give me that list, and then I'm going to get that written down on petition paper, and I'm burning that on live. So I'm going to say your initials so you know that it's yours. I'm going to burn it on live, and you get to see that go up in smoke, which takes the thought that was written down, the currency, and fire takes it from tangible form to spiritual form. It goes up in smoke, and that's the magic of it. So now it's the essence in the air. And you on live watching me do this, along with me, naturally knowing what I'm doing, you got to send out the vibrations of love and attraction. Or I'm recommending you dress in something real sexy, get you some wine or blunt when you come in, because the playlist is very smooth It's a vibe. It's gonna make you feel some type of way. So you wanna come in there ready to have them same vibrations with me. I'm gonna be feeling real in love. I'm gonna be feeling real sexy and sexual. So you need to be like that too on the live. You need to be like, oh my God, whoever you are out there, I know you feel this vibe. I'm sending it to you. And get in alignment with your boo. Okay? For real. Now, we was talking about China versus Africa. I said I was going to shuffle 5 times. Let's get it popping. I'm already seeing that this has a lot to do with money as well as harvesting from Africa. Spirit is saying that the garden hopped out because Africa is the motherland. The motherland. It's the most resourceful place on the planet. So that's why that hopped out. The world, you know, needs at least something from Africa, no matter where you at. 7 of coins is here. First thing I'm looking at intuitively is the harvesting. Woman looks like she's picking something up too. You see, I am on the phone. Do not knock on my door anymore. No. So you see the wheat and stuff, right? And you see the coins on it, right? So I'm getting colonization vibes when I saw that. I want a piece of the what? Pie. Big coin in the middle of it. Okay? Mystic hand here. Looking into the globe. So I'm intuitively reading the cards. So now we're getting ready to start the shuffle and look into the, you know, relationship between China and Africa. 1, 2, 3. Cut it 3 times. China and Africa. Yep, you're right, Marcus. Put these up here because I pulled those for one. Y'all want to see what I see? Let me just show the cards first. He's back. Back. The Ancestors card. Six of Knives. They gotta go. They are kicking them out. That whole thing about them having to leave. Spirit is behind that. This is karmic. Look. Gotta leave your crib. Gotta leave your home. I really see it now. Oh, wow. Let's keep going. That was so spot on. The ancestors are back. And they gotta go and take their war and issues with unity with them. The fuck out of here. Alright, let me show you what I see. Remember I said we gotta be strategic was the word. That's what that's letting me know. Right now it's looking like there's a lot of deliberating going on, a lot of revelations going on, and we ready to fight. It's shit finna get real. That's the Ace of Wands, Ace of Sticks. That's the one of fire, meaning the spark, the thumbs up, the do what you doing. What are they doing? This goes so many ways. This is one. entrapping or arresting, if you will, the Asians, and because of what's going on over in their country, right? Roads are open here, but you can walk in between the swords, so this is a double meaning. I'm also seeing that we finna free ourselves from those mental chains of white supremacy. We really finna take a step. We finna take some steps. That's what I get from that when it comes after the Ace of Sticks. It's action, no longer stagnant. Ooh-wee. And then I got all parent cards. Father of Knives, right? Real Father of Knives is the King of Swords for real. Real big on justice. He just don't play. You could see that. And I'm looking at these clocks, and the vibe that I'm getting is, you remember when? You remember what you did? I'm getting real like the time is now type energy. Then we have the matriarch here. We have the Mother of Coins. I'm seeing that lavender theme. And I'm also seeing Mother of Baskets. The time is now, guys. So what's happening? Let's do the recap so you understand. I'll retell the story. Pick them up in order. All right. I had the devil somewhere. Oh, right there. And you was right here. All right. So let me turn the camera around. All right. See if we can get focus. Let's see if I can take the filter off. All right. So I asked what was going on between China and Africa. The garden hopped out. We already know Africa is a motherland resource, right? So you get all that abundance out of that. Then we saw, and I'm reading intuitively, so if you have this deck, put the companion down. I'm not using it. Coins are on these crops, okay? And I'm getting this energy of commerce, trade, business as it pertains to money, wanting a piece of Africa's pie, So China is must be one of the major people that got their hands in Africa's pie. So in regards to what's going on between China and motherfucking Africa, this card right here, well, let's just look at it like this. Can y'all see that? Is this camera sideways for y'all? But anyway, I don't know what that looked like to y'all, but the first thing I got from it was, I looked here and I'm like, the energy I got was, you remember? Got the Jesus praying hands, rest in peace to the one who got the wrong one. Right? Looking back on this incident here, that's what she's looking at. Let's look at her face. Right? Looking back on this. So this, I got it's an 8. So 8 is a loop, right? It's also a very karmic loop. So whatever energy go out has to eventually come back in. So what I'm getting from this is twofold message. Remember the time when you kicked me out of my home? So we have these matching flowers here. I'm noticing. He's a black man leaving his place of comfort, leaving out, having to go. But I'm also seeing that on the other side, it's you gotta go now because you did that once to us. So now the shoe is on the other foot. That's the energy I'm getting. That's the ancestor card. Okay, so I'm getting that they're back. They are here. And they're behind what's going on right now. Motherfuckers gotta go. We are moving forward. We're moving along. But first we gotta clean ship. We gotta clean up the house. So then we got, boom. 7 of Baskets was with them bones and Ace of Sticks. Contemplative energy here. Okay. thinking of a master plan. Judgment. This is a judgment card, right? I love this picture. I try not to get so hooked on it. But what I want you to see from it is that things are being revealed, right? But they're being revealed by who? The ancestors, through what? The channels of the mind. So only when we go within, that's usually what self-care and spiritual baths and shit are. We're going within and we're processing the information of what's going on and what we know, both over here and over there. So in Africa, that's what's going on. And certain things are being revealed to us, like I said, from the ancestors on how we should move. And it's putting a fire up under niggas, making people want to really take a step, right? Is that where we were? Yeah. First step is we're going to do you like you doing us. And in doing that, we're going to trade places. You're going to be here, and I'm going to walk my ass from out of this mental bondage, because that's what the Eight of Knives is mental bondage. So white supremacy only works if you subscribe to it, and you subscribe to it subconsciously in a lot of the things that we do. So, they have us bound by the mind, never by the body. So we're finally on this trading spaces type thing. Now you're here being held captive physically. And so when I acquire mental liberation, you acquire physical deprivation. Now you're going to be in quote a bitch, because that was fly. But now you in here. And like I said, the ancestors are behind it. They gave us the okay. Then we have all the ancestral themes pop up. Reclaiming our time, reclaiming our coin, reclaiming our resources, resting and loving ourselves, and still having love in our heart despite it all. Balance just had to be restored, but it doesn't mean that we're hateful people. And that's actually how we got here, because we were so loving. Then the other type of people out here, they're not capable of the vibration of love. You understand what I'm saying? So even in us showing them love, they're gonna do some dumb shit and repel against, or rebel against it. And thus there we are. But that was our reading on the China versus Africa. Oh, I pulled another. I'll shade of that. I'll shade of that. Give me back what you owe me, motherfucker. What's poppin'? What's good? Get that back. I'll shade of that. Victory. Oh, this is gonna end very well. This is gonna end very well. Yup. All right. That was our reading on that. Now, what I want to ask Spirit is a understanding from a spiritual perspective of the duration of what we're going through. I like my Fibonacci thing on my face. I think that's cool. I never knew that there was a filter with the Fibonacci sequence on it. That swirl is the sequence. It's the golden ratio. I'm just trying to break up some of what we just did, so that way I'm not fucking the same cards on purpose. I mean by accident. If you are into card divination, please take the time to do shuffles. Never feel rushed during your readings. You want to take the time to break up the energy of what you just looked into, because if those cards stay together, that means that vibe is still in the deck, and it can throw off your other readings. So you want to go ahead and get a good shuffle in. So again, last thing we're going to look into is the duration, seeing how long, or what we have to look forward to, whatever they want to tell us in regards to the coronavirus, but particularly how much longer it's going to last is what I'll be trying to look into. I'm going to move the board because I want to throw my dice if I can. Ooh. When did that happen? Well, cutting up. That's what you're going to call me when I'm tripping anyway. ain't missing no comments. Alright. We said we were shuffling 5 times. So I'm gonna do 5 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a cut of 3. Let's look into the duration or what updates they want to give us about the virus as a whole. Aw, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had to keep going. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. So, I wanted updates on the coronavirus. First card. Very first fucking card. First thing I'm feeling is we're definitely about to experience more deaths. You're really loud, Cayenne. Cayenne! Sorry, she's so loud. Strength card after that.
Nothing cooking me like this.
You're loud. But we talked about this before I got on live, so you need to keep your volumes down and keep your hands to yourself.
Can we tell you something quickly?
Not right now. Didn't I just say I'm on the phone? And you're being rude because they're right here listening to me while you're trying to talk to me. Get out of my room. Sorry, they're very rude. Mental strength is going to be really hard for some people. I'm definitely getting the vibe that y'all need to boost y'all immune systems. And let me tell you where I got that from. I'm looking at these peaches and then the fact that the strength card came right after that. Y'all need to improve your immune systems with a little bit more holistic eating. Balance is key. I'm not going to say go vegan if you really can't or can't afford to, but I will say do everything in balance and in moderation, balanced diet, shit like that. But I'm definitely seeing that the death toll is going to continue to rise. There will be more illnesses. There will be a lot more loss as a whole. It's going to last for quite a fucking while. It's actually the new norm. And let me show you how my cards show me that. 8 of coins. First thing I notice is that this is an elderly guy on the card. And he, matter of fact, maybe I can just turn this around. I hit the fucking button. There we go. Alright, take that off. So the first thing is that strength. Next thing I'm noticing, that's an elderly looking guy there. And he looks like he's writing a letter. The vibes that I normally get, and then the coins on his hat kind of come off hold on, I can't read comments right now, y'all. But the coins on his hat, they kind of look, they're giving me energy of, you know, OG. Like, you know, I've been here a while, I earned my medals, I earned my badges. And I'm getting this energy of him, like, writing a, you know, he's writing a letter. Or definitely not journaling. But, yeah. This elderly vibe, though, that I'm getting on an 8 of coins. 8 of coins is normally the card that I get when people when I want to feel the energy of like school, like going to school or doing something long term, something you have to commit and be dedicated to. So in a reading that where I'm literally asking about duration and to get the 8 of coins, I'm seeing this is gonna last a while. If I'm not mistaken, the Hierophant is the 5th card in the Major Arcana, and the Hierophant is the male aspect of the High Priestess, and pretty much what it talks about, it usually is associated with like religions and you know, ways of thinking, cults and shit like that. That's why this is Bishop Mason. So what I'm getting when you put them two together is that this is not only going to be long term duration wise, but this is the new norm, guys. This is the new, all the things that are happening now are paving the wires, if you will, for the new collective understanding of society. So yeah, health wise, it's not looking good, or at all. It's not looking good. Then I got this fucking card. I'm seeing, and then this right after it, I'm seeing motherfucking, and then 10 is 5 doubled. They're both coins. This shit is having a serious impact on families. Really making it hard for them to eat. Really making it hard for them to fend for themselves. You're gonna see, new world order, pretty much. It's affecting the family dynamic drastically, is what I'm getting from that. Broken homes, poverty issues. You understand? Then I had gotten this. I'm getting the energy. I'm staring at it because the card is so serious right now. First of all, if you're ignorant, it's because you want to be. This right now is giving me willful ignorance vibes, because the eyes are carved out. Choosing not to see and thinking you a badass about that choice, right? Or being so smart that you're dumb, using your own knives to carve your eyes out. You guys gotta remember that it's this and that, the balancing act. I'm also, when I said that, Spirit also told me that this is also 2 different vibrations that you can either choose, being as though everything is under construction right now. How you choose to live your life during this quarantine will determine whether or not you'll be living in uncomfortable, unfavorable, unhealthy conditions in the future, or if you'll be well. What you choose to subscribe to mentally, what you choose to spend your time doing, all of that type of stuff. Remember, productivity and being busy are 2 different things. So I'm not saying get a side hustle if that's not your thing, but you need to be at least focusing on growth, family dynamics, and what will you do when this type of dynamic is at risk, which it always is. What are you going to do? You know, you really do got to start thinking about that. So if you're watching this reading, there's your warning. I ain't gonna be pussyfooting with it. You really gotta prepare, yeah, like Amanda said. But willing ignorance, choosing not to study to show yourself approved, so you're making the right choices, allowing your heart and mind to battle each other because you're just simply not you're not conscious, you're not aware. You know, I don't know how else to put that zombie feeling that I get when I have that with these cards. You're going to be the one to choose the fate, but it's only going to be one or the other. I'm also seeing that's what I drew last, y'all. Oh man, hold on, give me a second. I was just looking at the rest of these cards because I'm just really feeling a vibe off this. I mean, I'm doing this live and I'm upset about the news. But I'm definitely seeing bad blood. But I'm getting more so not just from the family dynamic, you know, depending on which one you choose. But this card right here, the 5 of Sticks, gives me the energy of like slander. You see how they're gossiping in the back, ostracizing her. She's clearly and obviously different. They look like they're all different races. Clearly she's black, she's just light skinned, but they look pretty white to me. But my point is, we're gonna start seeing a divide in the people. I'm really getting the energy. We're gonna start seeing a divide in the people. The people being ostracized, but also sought after at the same time. He has 6 fingers and he's an albino with a salamander on his shoulder. Left hand is usually the hand of the witch. The mystics. This is our time, guys. So I guess this is a gift and a curse in this reading. Because yeah, coronavirus going to last a long time. It's the new norm. But what's also the new norm is the rise of the mystic, the rise of the spiritual, the rise of the people who are able to, definitely segregation vibes, Nene, you're right. But you know, the rise of the people who are able to put their life in their own hands and thrive. You ultimately gonna have a choice in what you choose to see and how you choose to move, and that's gonna be the rippling effect for the rest of, you know, your eternity here. There are going to be some relationships dissolving. There will be racial discord, and we're seeing that already. It's going to be a lot of racial discord. The mystics, though, we are here. It is our time. I'm seeing the ancestors are saying, remember them. Remember the past. Remember support. I'm definitely getting that vibe. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely getting that vibe. Definitely getting that vibe. Oh, wow. I was looking at this because this card always speaks to me when I get it. Like, I be feeling some type of way. Because that look like my candle rituals and shit. And I'll be wearing all white after my spiritual baths. And I be up in the dark like this. This little message here, though, is very ancestral. It's all about remembering tradition, what was passed down, legacy, doing your research, knowledge of self, so you can know who you are and what resources are naturally there for you to use to succeed, whether it's root work or just more practical, tangible things. But I'm getting more so energy of spirituality, inner knowing, connectivity to the ancestors and shit like that. So this is a beautiful time, but it's also a very scary time, and it's also here to stay. So you have to get used to that. And that was my live reading, folks. I read on every topic. We read on vaccines, Trump, China versus Africa, and updates on the coronavirus, as well as the duration of the coronavirus. We talked about 420's forecast. Numerology was 10 and 1, 10 being the wheel of fortune, which is the energy of opportunity, but opportunity meaning energy that's boundless and infinite, so you're able to use it to your advantage. This is the 1, as I was saying, is the number of the risk taker, the number of energy, the number of logic. It's just the number of spark, fresh starts. So this is a great day to start something new, begin a regimen. One of the things you want to remember is to complete what you begin, or the energy is wasted. So don't get into the habit today of feeling like you have so much to do and trying to do everything in bits and pieces, but not necessarily finishing it, because then that energy that you've used was for no reason, because you didn't even complete the task. You just went to something else, starting something else. So you want to be completing what you start today, because the energy is boundless and abundant. There are some risk factors with today as it pertains to relationships. Remember, I told you you'll have issues with authentic closeness and sharing today. You might feel like you need your space. You might be a little judgy, which can manifest into actual altercations. So one of the warnings for the energy or the vibration of 1 is to control your outrages today and your reactions to shit getting on your nerves. If you are a smoker, considering today is 420, then you want to use your weed today to help you get in touch with your feelings, and use your herb to teach you the subtle art of vulnerability. So how to feel and how to process things without so much mental fog. So that's the energy of 1. And that's the energy of the day. The key vibrations will be determination, originality, being adventurous, survival, or surviving, and ego maintenance. That will be what you're supposed to be doing as a collective today. We talked about in research versus intuition, and how to use them both at the same time, this and that, not this or that. Listening to your ancestors over listening to what someone else told you to do, because sometimes those things will contradict. We talked about, really briefly, racism and resistance. We talked about coronavirus updates, vaccine, Trump's, China versus America, China versus Africa, and the duration of the coronavirus, which looks like will be forever. So I think we covered a lot today. Thank you guys for tuning in with a player from the Himalaya. I gotta start getting some of these orders processed. I want to say thank you if any of you are here in the chat and you made purchases. I woke up officially in business. Like, I woke up like, whoa, actually I work to do. And it feels good, y'all. Feels good as fuck, period. So thank you if you supported me in supporting yourself, because essentially anything I do is for you, is for your ascension. So I really appreciate you. So I got to get on there and make sure I have everybody's times written down. I just ordered myself a new order log, because I have a planner, but I hate when you buy planners and it'd be cute, all these stickers and boxes and shit, but bitch, I just want to write this down. That's all I want to fucking do, is just write it down, and it'd be like little bubbles and shit, and I'd be like, I can't do this, I write too fat for that. So I just ordered me 3 order logs, one for rituals, one for products, and one for readings. That way I'm able to stay on top of it, stay on time. Again, y'all have been here since the beginning, so your girl is working through, you know, the avenues of understanding and realization as it pertains to being a business owner. I'm grateful for the shutdown right now. I ain't gonna hold you. It is unfortunate, the negative aspects of it, but the positive aspects of it are I'm able to commit to my brand and live in my purpose without fear of getting kicked out my crib while I'm trying to sustain, you know. So I'm not being pressured to get lost into doing it for the money. I can truly do it because I enjoy it. It's what I want to do, and grow and get stronger and better at it in the same process. And then, okay, yes, make some money, be able to pay bills. That's just a given. It's an energy exchange, but that's not the focal point for me, and I'm really grateful for that. So this pause is giving me the opportunity to really analyze, get rest if I need it, plan better, try to get some order in my crib. Like, it's a great thing. So I'm very grateful for the coronavirus. I'm not happy about, like I said, this and that. So bear with a nigga when I say that. I'm not saying that I'm happy about, you know, the deceit underneath that lies beneath it, or underneath the guise of the pandemic. I'm not saying that I'm happy about people who died. I'm happy about people who died. I actually look at those deaths as sacrifices. I look at them as bloodshed, so that those of us who do survive can keep it moving and, you know, try to make some change. So what a time to be alive. What a time to motherfucking be alive. I can't wait till I'm fucking old, okay? And I could be like, look, okay, let me tell you a story about this bitch named Rona. And how I had allergies and almost thought I was finna die, because I had a little cough and a little sniffle. Bitch forgot she get normal allergies every year. I'm like, oh, how did the Rona get in here? I got a fucking Rona though. It's my allergies, and they got a lot better. As you can see, I'm not like hacking right now. But yeah, y'all, thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed the live reading as well. I haven't done one of those on my platform in a long time.